Hi everyone. Today I want to share a personal story with you about how a sudden crisis transformed my entire perspective on time, success, and happiness. We often live our lives assuming we have forever, but the sand in our hourglass is slipping away every second. Let me take you back to a time when I thought I was immortal, living without a single care in the world. In my 20s and 30s, I was always running, chasing the next big achievement, believing my energy would never fade. I worked endless hours, convinced that burning the candle at both ends was the only way to prove my worth. I played hard too, surrounding myself with noise and distractions, trying to fill a void that I did not understand. Material possessions were my scorecard, and I thought a better car and a bigger house were the ultimate definitions of success. I wasted so much precious energy on pointless arguments, always needing to be right, regardless of the cost to relationships. I bought things I did not need to impress people I did not even like, trapped in a cycle of consumption. I mistakenly believed that financial security was the only security that mattered, ignoring the fragility of my own physical health. Time began to leave its marks, but I chose to ignore the subtle warnings my body was trying to send. My calendar was full of appointments, yet my life was empty of true meaning, peace, and genuine human connection. I pushed through the fatigue, telling myself that I could rest later once I had achieved just one more goal. But life has a way of forcing you to stop when you refuse to listen to its gentle whispers. Then came the day that changed everything. The silence of my routine was shattered by the sound of emergency sirens. Lying in that ambulance, stripped of my suits and my ego, I realized how incredibly fragile our existence truly is. The doors closed, and for the first time in years, I was not in control. I was completely helpless. In the quiet of that hospital room, all my meetings and deadlines seemed utterly ridiculous and completely insignificant. The only thing that mattered was the next heartbeat. I realized I had been gambling with a limited supply of time. I felt a deep sorrow for all the sunsets I missed and the laughter I sacrificed for things that did not last. The doctor told me I was lucky to be alive, but my lifestyle had to change immediately and permanently. I looked at my hands, realizing they were not tools for making money, but instruments for experiencing the world. Recovery was slow, but every painful step was a lesson in patience and a celebration of being alive today. Walking out of those doors, I promised myself I would never take a single breath of fresh air for granted. I returned to my life, but I was not the same person. The old version of me had died there. I started to shed the weight of my past, clearing out the clutter that had accumulated in my home and mind. I learned the first major lesson: live for the present. The future is a promise that may never be kept. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop saying you will be happy when you retire or when you have more money. And happiness is not a destination you reach at the end of the road. It is found right here, right now. I learned to appreciate rainy days as much as sunny ones, understanding that every weather has its own unique beauty. Disconnecting from the digital noise allowed me to reconnect with my own thoughts and the tangible world around me. I found joy in simple tasks, like cooking a meal, realizing that the process is just as important as the result. Silence became my friend. In the quiet, I could finally hear the voice of my intuition guiding me forward. I stopped fighting the aging process and started embracing it as a privilege that is denied to so many people. Gratitude became my daily ritual. Focusing on what I have rather than what I lack changed my entire mindset. The second lesson was to slow down and simplify. And nature became my sanctuary, a place to heal and recharge. There is a profound wisdom in nature. It does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished in its own perfect time. Listening to the sound of flowing water washed away my anxiety, reminding me to flow with life, not against it. I realized I needed very little to be happy. The less I owned, the lighter and freer I felt. I stopped defining myself by what I bought. My value is not in my possessions, but in my character. Cultivating a garden taught me that growth takes time and care. You cannot rush a seed into becoming a flower. Watching the world go by without feeling the need to participate in the rush is a true form of freedom. Invest in experiences, not things. The memories of my walks are worth more than any gadget I ever bought. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and by stripping away the unnecessary, the true beauty of life finally revealed itself to me. The third lesson was overcoming the fear of failure. I wanted to start this channel, but fear held me back. I was afraid of being judged, afraid of being too old to start, and afraid that nobody would listen. But I realized that the pain of regret weighs tons, while the pain of failure only weighs a few ounces. I pushed the button. It was not perfect, but it was done. Action is the only cure for fear. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. No one starts as an expert. We all stumble before we can walk. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of success. Embrace your mistakes as teachers. With each step, the fear diminished. I found a new purpose in sharing my voice and connecting with you. Your connection and support proved that stepping out of my comfort zone was the best decision I ever made. Do not let fear dictate your boundaries. You are capable of reinventing yourself at any age, at any time. The fourth lesson is about connection. Do not let pride or old grudges keep you from the people you love. I picked up the phone and made the call. The awkwardness lasted a moment, but the relief has lasted forever. Reconnecting with old friends reminded me that shared history is a treasure that cannot be replaced by new acquaintances. I prioritized family dinners. We put our phones away and actually listened to each other, sharing our real lives. Time spent with family is the only investment that guarantees a return of love. Do not be absent. I started writing letters again. A handwritten note carries a piece of your soul that a text message cannot. Cherish your partner. They are the witness to your life. Treat them with the kindness you show to strangers. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give someone is just your presence and a listening ear without judgment. In the end, our relationships are the true legacy we leave behind. Build bridges, do not build walls. Finally, my last piece of advice to you is simple. Be kind to others and especially to yourself. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. It costs nothing but means everything. Treat everyone with dignity. You never know what battles someone is fighting behind their smile or their silence. Forgive yourself for the mistakes of your past. You did the best you could with what you knew then. Be a light in this world. There is enough darkness already. Shine your light through acts of love and compassion. Find the magic in the mundane. Life is not a series of problems to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Accept that everything changes. Seasons change, people change, and you change. Flow with the changes like a river. We only have one life. It is fragile, precious, and unpredictable. Do not wait until a crisis to wake up. Wake up now. Love deeply, forgive quickly, and live fully. This moment is the only one you are guaranteed. Thank you for letting me share my journey. I hope it inspires you to look at your life differently. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more heartfelt tales that inspire your soul to truly live.